There is one thing almost every dog wants from their owner, and it has nothing to do with treats, toys, or how many times a day you say good boy. It is something so ordinary that most owners walk past it every single day without ever noticing they are missing it, and by the time you finish this video, you will understand exactly why your dog has been waiting, patiently, quietly, for you to give them this one thing. Stick around, because the third point on this list is the one that changes how people see their dogs the most. Let's start from the beginning. 1. Notice them before they ask for it. Most owners respond to their dog. The dog barks, you check the door, the dog paces, you take them out, the dog nudges your hand, you pet them. This reactive pattern feels normal because it works, but it teaches your dog something quiet and important, that their needs only matter once they have been loud enough to demand attention. Dogs who are only acknowledged after escalating a request often develop what behaviorists call demand behaviors, pawing, barking, jumping, because those are the signals that have historically worked. A study out of the University of Helsinki found that dogs whose owners proactively checked in and responded to subtle, low-intensity cues, an ear flick, a shift in posture, a soft glance toward the door, showed measurably lower stress hormone levels than dogs whose owners only responded to more obvious signals. The lesson is simple. If you wait for your dog to escalate before you respond, you are training them to escalate. If you catch the quiet signal first, you are telling them they never needed to raise their voice in the first place. 2. Give them a job, even a small one. Dogs were bred, for the overwhelming majority of their existence alongside humans, to do something. Herd, guard, retrieve, alert, work. Modern dogs, especially those living in apartments or houses with no functional task, often carry that instinct with nowhere to put it. This is part of why so many dogs seem restless even after a long walk. Physical exercise tires the body, but it does very little for a mind that is built to solve problems and complete tasks. Researchers studying working versus companion dog breeds have found that dogs given simple structured tasks, carrying an item on a walk, searching for a hidden treat, learning a new small trick, show significantly lower rates of destructive behavior and anxiety-related pacing than dogs given the same amount of physical exercise without any mental task attached. You do not need an elaborate training program. A 5-minute scent game before dinner or teaching them to carry their own leash to the door can meet a need that a 2-mile walk never touches. 3. Stop treating affection like a reward you dispense. This is the one that changes things the most. Many owners, often without realizing it, have created an unspoken rule in their household. Affection is something a dog earns. Sit calmly, get pet. Come when called, get affection. Behave well, get attention. On the surface, this seems reasonable, even responsible. But dogs do not experience affection the way we experience a paycheck. They experience the absence of unconditional affection as a kind of quiet uncertainty about where they stand. A dog who only receives warmth when they perform correctly is a dog who is constantly, subtly auditioning for love they should already have. This does not mean throwing out structure or training. It means separating training reinforcement from baseline affection. Your dog should be able to walk over to you on an ordinary afternoon, having done nothing remarkable, and receive the same warmth as if they had just executed a perfect recall. Dogs who receive consistent, unconditioned affection, not tied to behavior or performance, have been shown in multiple observational studies to display greater confidence in new environments and less anxious clinginess toward their owner. Because when love is not a reward, a dog stops needing to check whether they have earned it. 4. Let their nose lead sometimes. A dog's world is built primarily through scent, not sight. Their olfactory processing region is estimated to be many times larger, proportionally, than a human's, and yet most walks are structured entirely around human priorities: a fixed route, a steady pace, minimal stopping, get from point A to point B efficiently. For your dog, this is the equivalent of being marched quickly through a museum with a blindfold, only allowed brief glimpses of the art. Researchers studying canine enrichment have found that walks which allow dogs extended time to sniff, explore, and investigate, sometimes called sniffaris, produce measurably calmer behavior afterward compared to brisk, structured walks of the same physical distance and duration. The sniffing itself is not a delay in the walk. For your dog, the sniffing is the walk. Giving them even one outing a week where the pace is entirely theirs, where they choose the direction and the pauses, meets a sensory need that a fast lap around the block simply cannot replace. 5. Do not disappear during hard moments. When something upsetting happens near your dog, a thunderstorm, an argument in the house, a stressful vet visit, many owners instinctively give the dog space, assuming solitude helps them settle. Sometimes it does. But for many dogs, disappearing during a moment of visible stress reads as abandonment at precisely the moment they most needed a steady presence. A dog left alone during a thunderstorm is not simply riding out the fear. They are riding it out without the one source of regulation their nervous system has learned to rely on. Data collected across multiple veterinary behavior clinics has consistently shown that dogs who have a calm, physically present owner during acute stress events recover their baseline heart rate significantly faster than dogs left to self-soothe in isolation. You do not need to fix the storm. You do not need to solve the stress. You simply need to remain a steady, physical presence in the room, calm energy, low voice, available body while it passes. That presence alone is often the entire intervention your dog needed. Here is what ties all 5 of these together. None of them require perfection. None of them require expensive training, elaborate schedules, or a complete overhaul of how you live. What they require is attention, the kind that notices a dog before they have to ask, that gives their mind something to do, that offers affection without conditions, that occasionally lets their nose set the pace, and that stays present when things get hard. Your dog has never needed you to be flawless. They have needed you to be attentive, consistent, and present in the small, ordinary moments that never make it into a training manual. If this video gave you something to think about, hit like, drop a comment telling us which of these 5 you are going to start doing differently, and subscribe so you do not miss what we cover next. Because the more you understand your dog, the better life gets for both of you.